So Avengers 7 Worlds Gaming for the last time today. Take us away.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to come down to the last match. It's not the 10-point gap or less that we're talking about or predicting, but it's still possible, okay? As they were saying, if Alpha 7 goes off early and Vampire Esports goes to having a great game, as we have seen over and over again from this team in the past 2 weeks, I think Vampire Esports might be able to pull it off. But the question becomes, Martin, is anybody going to hot drop Alpha 7 or Vampire Esports?
Yeah, that's a big question, but with all those things you just said, the only thing going on in my mind was just this, and it's just this annoying jingle we've had, and it's 7. He's gaming. It's 7 Worlds Gaming. He's 7. He's gaming. It's 7 Worlds Gaming. We are here on Miramar, though, for the last game of the Afterparty Showdown. But the most important thing I want to point out here is 3rd place and down to 8th. In my mind was just,
is anybody gonna hot drop Alpha 7 or Vampire Esports?
Yeah, that's a big question, but with all those things you just said, the only thing going on in my mind was just this, and it's just this annoying jingle we've had, and it's 7. He's gaming. It's 7 Worlds Gaming. He's 7. He's gaming. It's 7 Worlds Gaming. We are here on Miramar, though, for the last game of the Afterparty Showdown. But the most important thing I want to point out here is 3rd place and down to 8th place is 12 points difference. And that is going to be huge in terms of how many placement points you can get out of this game and how many elimination points you get out of this game, because that is going to jump you up potentially $25,000 if you're able to skip over 5 teams, or 4 teams for that matter. And that's a really huge one. But of course, the fight at the top is interesting. And I think there's more to it than just the match elimination and match rewards you're going to be able to get. Being able to get a win in a tournament size like this here with $1 million on board, I think that is the prestige of it, the pride of it is bigger than the money they're able to pick out of this last game here. So I definitely think our 2 top teams is going to be looking at fighting out to the very end. But for me, the most important thing is obviously that fight at the top. But those 5 teams in our mid-pack within 12 points difference is huge. And another thing that's huge is that huge circle super far east that only has right now a team and a half inside.
A lot of water on that circle, and I'm glad you mentioned that too, right? It's not just about getting 1st place, it's about the prestige of being able to win an event like this. And from me being able to talk with Alpha 7 Esports, this is something that they've been looking forward to do, just getting their first global LAN under their belt. They have felt like it's a curse for the longest time. I know Carrillo's looking to just establish himself as this dominant feature. He wants to be, just compare a little bit with Paraboy, at least the Paraboy of the Americas, you could call Carrillo. So it's going to be interesting if they are going to be able to do it. But you know what? This is the last match. Don't forget, watch PMWI together in-game esports center with your friends to win PMWI special sets. And while you're at it, PMWI packages are on sale for a limited time. And you can also win PMWI treasure crates if you play PUBG Mobile during PMWI. And talking about match rewards, I think Team Falcons, never alone, going to be looking to collect that 2K. And he's going to be able to do just that. He is able to eliminate one of the players there from RA Esports. But with Alpha 7, what happened before is like, I felt like they were just so cursed in global events. I mean, it's not over. It's still, it could still happen to this team. I'm not hoping it does. And you can see the way they're going to be playing. They're currently doing a big rotation from the south. Going to be trying to make it all the way up to Impala. And ultimately, where is the circle going to end up heading?
That's a big question. I always love this map for all the macro that it has, but this is going to be really rough. A lot of pressures coming in from that west side. But right now on Falcons and R8 fighting each other. Damar, Yusuf setting them up for this push onto ID7. He's going to try to isolate one fight here on Damar. Damar does not take the bait, and Yusuf is coming in for the help. Damar takes the fight in his own hands with a beautiful barrel push. And now the BM comes in, and Falcons takes down an R8 player.
And while we had that fight going on, Bigetron does end up losing one of their players to 7Cs. 7Cs feeling a little bit confident there after that last match. They are currently in Picado. Bigetron hindering their chances there. Keep in mind, they were able to jump up to 3rd place after that last match, though. They are currently in 4th place. And you were talking about how close, I mean, honestly, how close it is from 3rd place all the way down, you could say, to 7th and 8th place. having a good game here can definitely change it. I'm looking at them one Kia. They're currently sitting in 7th place with 109 points.
Yeah.
I could see them possibly surprise Team Falcons. And I mean, going from 6th to 3rd, you know they're going to love that, and they're going to be able to put it on their Twitter bio.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing, right? The Twitter bio. The trophies that you're able to put in the bios is the most important thing.
It's flex.
Now, yeah, it's the flex, the good flex. 7C. Really love what I've been seeing with the comeback here, especially today with the amount of prize pool that we're able to snatch out of the match rewards. That's beautiful. And here you see the Afterparty Showdown points, as we were talking about again and again and again. Alpha 7 and Vampire in the very top with Falcons, Bigetron, S2G, Stalwart, Damon Kia, and Nigma Galaxy fighting for that huge middle pack. And again, we're talking $25,000 prize pool difference. It is huge if some of these teams are able to have a big last game here.
Yeah, it is, and I'm pretty sure with the last game, a lot of these other teams are going to be looking to get at least some of those match rewards. It's not as important as the fight currently going on at the top, but, I mean, it looks Vampire Esports is going to be a little bit towards the center there of the circle that we currently have. Alpha 7's already in the circle, and looking at the rotation, if for some reason the next circle does end up going a little bit towards the north, they might end up running into Dead Eyes, and depending on where Bigetron is going to end up rotating here, it could be a bit of a hard rotation for Alpha 7. We'll have to wait and see. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, trying to figure out what all these teams are going to be doing. It's going to definitely be a nail-biter, and I'm glad to be here with you, Avenger.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge game. Happy to be here as well with you, my friend, and we're going to be seeing some absolutely insane fights here for the next couple of minutes. So you guys just hold out and hold on to your horses. Let's see how this one ends up being wrapped together. A lot of teams are prioritizing the loot right now outside the zone. Not that many teams trying to get into the first zone because it doesn't matter too much. The third zone is where it's at. That is the important one, especially for the settings we're playing here. The players are not as used to these circle sizes as they are to the normal one. As they have been adjusted, now they're only playing 12 teams. So they are faster, they're smaller, and they do more damage when they're staying in blue for too long. Nigma Galaxy inside El Paso, one of my favorite places to do. There's so much loot in there. You get absolutely stacked to the teeth with everything you want and need. 4 smokes, 4 grenades, and 1 Molotov here for Hamodi. Full level 2. We didn't find any level 3 key, unfortunately. But still, most preference setup here is definitely in hand on him already.
Nigma Galaxy definitely one of those teams that can make the push to the top 3 as they are sitting in 8th place with 109 points, tied with them one Kia. And now let's see what this circle is going to end up going. I was talking about it earlier. Alpha 7 making a rotation north. They're going to end up running into Dead Eyes.
East, east.
To see if they're going to end up fighting.
Into the water. Into
or
the water.
Alpha 7.
Into the water. Into the water.
Oh,
Further east.
You're the one that's being toxic now? Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's see if we actually end up getting an east. Oh, and we do!
Oh, look at that.
We might end up getting an Impala finish, which for this, I mean, that's going to be wild.
Yeah, and with Alpha 7 already in there, you know, Jason, he wanted to give them the trophy already on one of the first days. I believe the second day when they continued to win. I really love what we've been seeing from Vampire, them being able to jump back into things, being able to try to take another trophy, and that would be insane for them to do. But right now, it's definitely looking like an Alpha 7 advantage. 13 points ahead with Circle center advantage for Alpha 7. Vampire sitting on the west side of Impala, so if the circle goes a little bit slight further to the northwest, they would have a huge compound here to be able to play.
And Alpha 7 actually deciding to kind of back off from Impala. I think they might have heard Dead Eyes there.
Or they're afraid that it goes to the islands in the water.
Yes, that, or they might be afraid too that it might go down to Puerto Paraíso. So they're currently positioning themselves between those 2 cities and also right next to those islands. And guess what? I was talking about it earlier. Bigetron is going to position themselves now between Alpha 7 and Dead Eyes. Dead Eyes currently just looting everything going around. You can see Vampire Esports a little bit outside of Impala, trying to figure out who's currently in Impala and if they can maybe try to take that city, try to take some buildings, try to take that advantage, because if they are for some reason able to take Impala and the circle ends up there, it's going to benefit them in a big way. And I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we do see Vampire Esports making some of those moves, or as well getting lucky with the zone in that kind of way.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Bigetron, what can you do here? Can you secure that third place? That'll be huge for you guys to be able to redeem yourself in this case. Definitely a huge setup for Alpha 7 on this longhouse building with some high ground control on Mafioso and Revo too. Oh. Kaito goes down, he gets knocked. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to be picked up quite safely over by Minas Gerais. It's a 3x on an M16, not the most optimal setup, but Mythic has a 3 helmet and a 3 vest. That is 55% damage reduction from incoming bullets compared to the 40% that the level 2 offers and 30% that the level 1 offers.
Yeah, with that M16, I mean, you can do the burst or you can do the single fire. I personally prefer the single fire, yeah, just because my aim is not like that. But if I'm Mythic, I'm pretty sure he does have the burst as that. It might not be optimal, but it can definitely knock people. And we do have a crate there going towards the water and the circle closing in. This is going to be huge for these teams. Yes. Who is this circle going to bless? And are we going to be getting those islands? I kind of want to see the islands now, okay? We've been hyping it up. We have had a crazy past 2 weeks. Why not? Final match. Throw it to the islands, please.
That would be insane. If it goes east. No. Oh, perfect island. This is okay. This could not be better in terms of competition.
Yep.
Right now, Vampire is chasing. Alpha 7's outside the zone, and Vampire is holding on to 2 of the best compounds in this current circle here. And you see on the map, there's so much pressure coming in from that east side and from that west side, but still a lot of the compounds in the centers open for business.
They are going to be open for business, and they are going to have to be careful because Deadeyes now is going to try to make a little bit of a push towards the south buildings of Impala, and you can see Bigetron starting to relook at themselves. RA Esports, there is a lot of the teams still alive. We haven't lost any teams yet. We have lost a couple players. You see Team Falcons there taking on some shots on RA Esports. Interesting to see what's going to happen. See a Rod trying to figure out if they're maybe going to go for the compounds of where Vampire Esports is at. You can see Bigetron a little bit towards the east of where Vampire Esports is at, and then Alpha 7 now getting themselves into the zone, playing it super slow. For Alpha 7, all you have to do is just worry about that placement points, but I know Alpha 7, at some point, they're going to want to get into that action. RA Prestige getting some shots on himself, and I think he might have been able to spot one of the players there from Bigetron. Is he going to try to take some shots? And actually, Vampire Esports being able to take some shots to the Bigetron player, Genfos, and this is going to be huge. Another point there for Vampire Esports. And if they continue like this, this could be even bigger. They might end up seeing a lot of teams rotating around, trying to get those cheeky points from some of the other teams rotating, and it could change a lot of what happened here. And then Alpha 7 is going to be just forced to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, this is interesting. 13-point lead still, as you see on the very top. Not sure if it's fully updated yet, but I definitely think that's what we started on. The question is, how many points have both the teams gotten so far? Doesn't look like they were able to confirm that point, but let's see that when we check in with them later. I do like the compound that they decided to stick with. 4 guys strong, dead center, super strong situation for Vampire. If they get another string towards them, they're going to be happy. And as you see from our fantastic stage here, a lot of Falcon supporters in the crowd.
A lot of Falcon supporters and a lot of R8 supporters as well. I got a chance to see it yesterday, and everybody was going crazy when they ended up getting that win in the final show match. Alpha 7 now starting to do a 2-2 split, trying to figure out where they're going to end up rotating after this circle closes. And you can see Deadeyes decided to just fully abandon Impala, getting a bit of a compound. They are going to be positioning themselves a little bit better, closer to the center of this current circle. Most eliminations, Revo 34, Carrillo 27, and Schweppes 26. And what's impressive, I'll say it again, I said it earlier, Action, being able to maintain himself. He was the MVP last week. Guess what? He was trying to hunt that that trophy down again because he's currently second in regards to damage output.
Ooh, this is a huge one. Okay, so Rod with that center compound in the field, and it's a really big compound. So you can breach it quite easily, but you have to have one of your edges safe for that. So you have to play slowly into the compound from that western side. Then Galaxy moving Rauf really low. Damonkia putting a lot of pressure onto these teams for this high ground spot.
Some tires getting popped there from the buggy of Enigma Galaxy. S2G trying to figure out what all the commotion was there between Enigma Galaxy and then one Kia. Meanwhile, Alpha 7 is going to try to do a rotation a little bit towards the west, but they're going to have to be careful because there is 2 teams there. As we can see, Omba, I think, getting some fall damage on himself. Team Falcons defense trying to make the push. Even though they might not be able to get that first place, they want to maintain the top 3 once again here in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh PMWI After Showdown Party. This has been just an amazing tournament, and it's going to be even a better finish. Alpha 7 positioning themselves now where they're going to be able to look at S2G, who's going to be able to get the first knock. It is going to be a huge engagement. Meanwhile, Vampire Esports trying to relocate themselves a little bit more towards the center of the circle and a little bit towards the north. And then you can see Luxy right here in the middle of everything, trying to use those hay bales, trying to use his buggy for his advantage. He's going to have to move around. I think he was spotted by some of the other teams. Luxy and Suxy, the twins. We have seen them clutch it before when it's just them two. And I'm pretty sure Vampire Esports and Alpha 7s, the ones that are currently fighting for that top spot, are going to be looking at this. Luxy not being able to currently find a spot where he's just fully covered. And I think Alpha 7 is becoming a little bit impatient here. They are going to try to find a way to get inside that circle. Taking out some shots, and Bigetron getting eliminated by Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, that's huge because they're defending that 4th place from all the other teams, just a few points from them, so they could be falling down super far with that. If we see S2G, Stalwart, or Darmonkia, or Enigma Galaxy even have a big game, then they could take over that spot from Bigetron. Shot from Vampire. Might have an idea that this could be Alpha 7, so they're focused on that. Alpha 7 fighting with S2G now for this terrain. It's important.
Huge fight right here. Mephisto was being able to hold the off angle earlier when S2G was trying to just knock Carrillo. They weren't able to. Is Mephisto going to be able to survive this? You can see Vampire Esports trying to figure out, are we going to third party this? Are we going to go for the extra points? And they might be thinking about it because they're going to go up this ledge. Alpha 7 trying to be careful here, getting some shots. Revo almost getting knocked. S2G is going to have a bit of an advantage, and the grenades are going to start raining down. Revo getting knocked by S2G, and they're going to be looking to confirm that Ilum. Ray C, can he connect with this other nade? I don't think he's going to be able to. Mythic also getting knocked from now. Damn one Kia. Alpha 7 finding themselves in a horrible spot. All the players from Alpha 7 currently going down. Alpha 7 sitting with 0 points. There you go. Kasi being able to get the finish. Vampire Esports is looking promising as Alpha 7. All of the players continue to go down.
Vampire. They are lurking. Alpha 7 was ready with the wooden stick to pump it straight into the heart of Vampire. They're saying no. They want to finish this off and try to go for the win. Shrapsh gets a Revo knock, or the finish, I think it was, yeah. Carrillo, Mythic, last 2 players. Can they finish this one out?
That smoke is about to go away. 2 players now alive from Alpha 7. Can they defend this push from Vampire Esports? They're also getting third party, but damn one Kia. S2G still on the horizon too. And the circle starting to close in, which is going to make Vampire Esports back off a little bit. Is going to force Zamwon Kia to also go down from that mountain that they were on. This might be the opening that Alpha 7 is looking to have. You can see Carrillo trying to get some shots, and S2G just waiting patiently. Alpha 7 making a push on a buggy. Mythic, the only player alive from Alpha 7. Is he going to be able to survive this? I don't think he's going to be able to survive this. Currently 5 HP for him. The car is smoking. He needs to get out of that vehicle and find a place. Alpha 7 gets eliminated with 0 points. Vampire Esports, this is your game to win. The only problem is with that was how much time they took to see what was going on with that fight. Now they're going to have to push onto this circle, and it's going to be very difficult because that one Kia is going to have some angles on their rotation as well.
Oh, Stone gets knocked, and this is exactly what you're talking about here. This delay could mean that Vampire does not have the time to do so. Hams is trying to do everything he can to do this off. Let's see what happens with this case. Fluke trying to defend this angle here, in this case here. Let's see what happens. Vampire with 3 eliminations so far.
Vampire Esports, 3 eliminations, and they need 13 points. So that's something that we're going to be looking at very, very closely. Can they confirm on that? Can they somehow be able to make 13 points? I mean, 3 right now. If they're able to get some kind of chicken dinner, they might be able to. We see some of the other fights going on. Them one Kia, Enigma Galaxy. This is going to be huge from Vampire Esports. On, but coming in late. Schwepp trying to throw down some smoke. Ravenclaw as well. Looking to third party anything here. Then able to actually collect another Ilum. Vampire Esports continues on, and now they're going to have to make another push towards the circle. They've been blessed with the zone many times, and guess what? Right now, it's not blessing them. 7Cs, a team that got a chicken dinner earlier today. They're trying to continue on that hot streak. They're trying to continue to add those match rewards.
Schweppes go down. That is huge. Schweppes goes down. Vampire Esports trying to recoup from this rough situation on that southwestern side. Stalwart out in 8th place, and now the placement point starts coming in here. We see a little bit of replay while the rest of the fights are coming in. It is Deadeye's guys on Rat in a huge fight with a lot of utility being spent. Sadat with a good push from that replay. Now really the fight here with Rat. Munir is the last player alive. Falcons trying to push, he's trying to defend. He finds one, but he gets taken down. And that's gonna be Rat taken down. This could be the game that Vampire is able to close out and win the PMWI Afterparty Showdown. 3 players alive, 5 eliminations, and there's only 4 teams left. That means they have 9 points total so far.
Vampire Esports trying to get those 13 points that they need. Can they clutch it out? They were able to reset. They were able to pick up that player that was knocked and take advantage of the fight that was going on earlier between all of the other teams. You can see Team Falcons there using that pickup ability to relocate the player. Vampire Esports trying to find a way. They are now at least on the edge of the circle here, trying to get some shots into people. 7Cs now making their way up. Vampire Esports, the composure. Are they going to be able to keep it here when it matters the most?
They have
5
2 players
points
inside
already.
The circle.
Yep.
2 players inside the new circle here. This could be insane for them. While all the other teams trying to fight for that northern side terrain, they're just holding on. Ravenclaw also has a bus that he could potentially be...
Ravenclaw going to actually make a little bit of a push there with the bus. They need to be careful. 7Cs is very close. Meanwhile, some fights between RA and Falcons. This is going to benefit in a big way for Vampire Esports. I'm going to happen with that fight, and if they can somehow possibly third-party this, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing here with Schweppes, looking to third-party this. He's able to spot Damar. Can he get the knock on Damar? That's going to be an extra point if he's able to knock him and confirm on that too. Yusuf gets knocked by the play zone.
Damar, last player.
Prestige. Sarang getting knocked there. Yusuf getting eliminated. Vampire Esports getting closer and closer to that first place, ladies and gentlemen. Vampire Esports getting even more elims. Now in 3rd place, at least 3rd place guaranteed. 13 points. Remember, that's what they need. 13 points to be able to take 1st place away from Alpha 7. Can it happen here? Can they win week 1 of PMWI? And can they win week 2 at the Afterparty Showdown? RA Esports now going up against 7Cs. 2nd place. Can Vampire Esports win this game?
They need to win. They need to win this game for them to win the whole thing. Can they do it? They only have 6 eliminations. It's 2nd place. It's 12 points total. They need 2 more eliminations all the way. And they find one. Ravenclaw finds Spray God here with a huge knock and a headshot.
Ravenclaw being able to get a knock right there. Salmon is going to be by the ankles. He's actually going to end up knocking Ravenclaw. Now it's going to end up at 2v2, and here comes the push.
Oh, he finds
Luke
him.
Getting a knock on 7Cs. Now they're going to make a full push here to 7Cs. Can Vampire Esports close it out with the win? You can see them trying to actually confirm that elimination. Schwab, Fluke, Ravenclaw is currently down. Can Vampire Esports connect this? It's going to come down to a 2v2. Here comes the utility from 7Cs. Ooh, connecting barely there with Schwab. You can hear the crowd going crazy. We're going crazy here. 7Cs is going to end up getting pushed by the circle here. Vampire Esports is going to have a bit of an advantage. You can see Fluke looking around, making sure he evades all of that utility right now by 7Cs.
Ravenclaw still knocked. It's a 2 versus 2 effectively, and utilities coming out here. Fluke and Shrep both on half HP. Sarang and Spraygard is trying to make this clutch happen, but if they can confirm... Oh,
Ravenclaw getting knocked there by Spraygard. It's now going to be Schweb. Can Schweb clutch this up? We've seen some 1v2s before being clutched up. He's spotted. He's going to get knocked down. Fluke actually being able to get one knock. It's Vampire Esports, ladies and gentlemen, being able to get the win. The final match of PMWI Afterparty Showdown. They clutch it up. They show why they are the champions of week 1 and now the champions of week 2. Vampire Esports absolutely shocking.
Amazing scenes. I cannot believe they're able to make this dream run happen on the very last situation. Vampire Esports back-to-back PMW.
I'm going to go with Stoned.
See,
Rev was a good shout.
I'm the host.
Though.
I don't have to actually use my
No, Rev was a
prediction
good
game here.
shout. Ah!
Hey!
Why did I go with that before? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Because he was the MVP at the start of the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah, a bit stupid.
It feels weird to see an MVP, though, with an average survival time of, like, almost 16 minutes.
Yeah. Did you team effort? Because, I mean, when you look at Vampire, just